Hey everyone, Max back. I have completed the Commander series with every single commander in the game, and I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned a little bit from it. Now I'm going to do kind of the best of best commanders when it comes to specific categories, and I'm going to expand the categories that I initially started with. So I'm going to do separate videos for each of the categories. I'm going to be making a tier list so I'm not going to be using all the commanders because that would take way too long and be way too tedious. So I've kind of narrowed it down. I was going to go top 10, but I needed for the very first one here I'm going to do is the Rebel Leaders. And within this tier list, I started with top 10, but then I had to add a couple more on. I'll probably do the same thing more or less with the other categories as well. So let's get to it. So these are the commanders that I've chosen for the Rebel Leaders, and I'm going to rank them for S being the top tier, the whole way down to F. I may not get into F because, like I said, I've chosen these commanders because they're the best of the best, so they're the really good ones that you want. So I just kind of want to rank them a little bit and talk about them very briefly. So let's get into that. We'll start with the very top here. And I'll just kind of randomly go through some of these at the same time. But Enzo is the best commander when it comes to Rebel Leaders, and the reason that he is because of his ability to deal so much damage when he is at lower health. So if you can keep him alive at a lower health, then that's a very good. Then he's obviously very good because he just does so much damage, and that's the reason he's in the top tier. Now, to go along with him is Jean. And the reason Jean is because she buffs every commander with more attack. So that is very good as well. Plus she has a healing ability to whoever has been dealt the most damage. So when Enzo does get hurt, she helps him. They're a very good tandem. They work really well together. To kind of piggyback off of that is Annie. And Annie is actually, she gives damage to all other commanders as well, just like Jean, except she doesn't do any healing. She does a little bit of defense, and that defense can come in handy if you're trying to keep Enzo alive. If you only have him at a lower quality and you need to keep him alive longer, sometimes putting Annie in that lineup is actually very good. I'm going to throw her in the A tier at this point. She's not quite up there with the other two, and I may mix this up a little bit. I may decide to change some of these commanders at different levels, different tiers that they are. So we'll go there initially. We're trying to talk about Julian next, and Julian is in here because he just does so much damage with his ability. His base damage is good. His skill damage is like 25,000. It's just, and you can use him in 3 of the 4 different types of troops. And the only one you're not going to use him against is a infantry Rebel Leader because he gets countered. So other than that, you're going to use him for probably almost all the other ones, and especially for cavalry because he's just so good. I'm going to start with the B tier here with him. I think he's really good, but I may move him up. We'll have to just see what the rest of them are like as well. Looking at Tyrion over here, and the reason I put Tyrion in here is because if you're a free to play, he can actually be a very good tank for spear and for infantry, and actually even for until recently bow, because we're talking about Loreo here next, and he's actually probably better for the bows at this point. But that's the one that he used to be really good. Plus he gives an attack buff to, just like Annie and just like Jean, he has that attack buff as well. So he's actually pretty decent in that respect. So I'm going to put him in the C tier just because the game has kind of changed a little bit away from him. Talking about Loreo, he is like the poor man's Enzo in some aspects. If you're a free to player, he's going to be your front line probably, and if you have him at a decent quality, he's going to be your front line for a lot of different formations. So he actually, since he does help out free to play so much, I'm going to put him in the A tier. If you're a medium spender or even a somewhat low spender, you probably won't use him. You might have Enzo at a decent quality and be able to use him more than Loreo, but for a free to play, that is, you got him at the recruitment pass, and that's exactly what you're going to be using him for. Sheila's in here just because she does so much damage. Her nuke skill, once you have her upgraded to I think even 4 stars. I think she's around, I want to say it's like 12 or 13,000, something like that. So she does a really good there. Plus she has a passive stun, which is also nice as well. So if you need to keep, again, it's another synergy with Enzo. So if Enzo's starting to die, she could get that 2-second stun off. Then Jean heals Enzo a little bit, and he can live a little bit longer and be able to do some damage. So he's really good. And I'm going to put her in this B tier here with Julian, because they're both those high damage dealers. And moving on here to Theon. Theon's in every one of your lineups as well. He is also going to be in this this S tier, this top tier as well, just because his skill just stacks every time. It's just stacked up to 5 times. So before you know it, the longer the battle lasts, the more damage that he is actually doing. Another damage dealer is Arya. You get her base damage is, I want to say 12,000 when you get her maxed out to like 4 stars. So she's also very, very good. So I would put her in this basically attack tier, this basically damage tier here would be. Now I added Enzo in here because if you have, Egbert, because if you have Enzo at a lower quality, lower than say, gold, then Egbert actually keeps him alive longer if you put him in either like maybe this beside Enzo in the front line sometimes, depending on what you need. But a lot of times what you do is you put Enzo as the tank, and then you put Egbert right beside him, and then you actually take out Jean a lot of times because you don't want Jean healing too much, and Egbert just keeps him alive with that shield that he puts up. So I think he's kind of that little has a little, it's kind of a niche type of situation, so very specific. So I think you put Enzo down here at in the C quality. Now I put Marjorie in here because she again, earlier in the game, before all these awakenings and everything, she was actually very good because she has that shield similar to what Enzo does. So you can kind of relate to both of them. But plus she also has an ability that helps some other commanders get their skills off faster. So in regards to that, that's a very nice a very nice thing as well. But that's kind of gone by the wayside. As a medium spender, I don't really use her that much anymore. If you're talking about maybe like a level 5 rebel leader, then that's when I would probably look into using her more. Same thing with Egbert. When you get to level 5, they do so much damage that you have to be careful and to be able to see who you have in there. And last but not least is Sabrina, and Sabrina is another one of those damage dealers. The one thing that I like about her is that she actually gives prowess, and prowess relates to attack damage. So to all commanders, so she'll actually increase the attack of all the commanders, which puts her in that Jean, Annie, Tyrion kind of tier, well, not tier, but just category for abilities of what they do. So when it comes to putting her in there, I think she kind of moves into this area right here because of the amount of damage she does. So this is kind of my tier list for when it comes to rebel leaders, to kind of the best of the best. There are other ones in there that if you have one of the F5 commanders, like I have Dany. If I had Dany in here, I'd probably put her, because she just does so much damage even at a lower quality. I'd probably put her in like maybe the B tier or even the A tiers, depending on how it is. But if you're a free to play, you're probably talking. This is my overall tier list for if you're spending money. If you're not spending money, you take Enzo out. These two here at the top. Annie's not going to be in there most likely, even if you got her for free as well. You're probably going to. I would actually put him up, Lareyo actually up there, probably higher, because you're going to use him in a lot of lineups. So I think those would be really good. I think Sheila would actually move up here. Same thing with Arya. If you have Sabrina, because you can get her free to play as well. Julian, you're probably not going to use. Then I would still maybe even have Tyrion just in case. You need that. And Egbert, I think Egbert stays where he is because he's still just one of those kind of weird commanders. So I think this is more of the free to play here, putting this kind of this way here. You could mix it up even ever so slightly if you wanted to, but you're getting Theon even at gray quality or green quality, to be very well. So I hope these are helping you, kind of give you an idea. It's just I like to have little conversations about this because it actually helps me sometimes too, that kind of realizing what's good and what's not. So until next time, Mac out.